what was Hashem teaching you? Because you experienced the Asa on Maron. What was he teaching you?
Don't be an idiot. People are irresponsible. People are selfish.
Okay, that's judgmental. That's not Mida Keneged Mida. What is the Mida Keneged the Mida that exists over there that Hashem wanted to teach us? There's a Mida that exists over there.
But don't you agree that people were doing stupid things?
I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying, look, refine it. There's a Mida that is functioning over there. The Keneged that Mida, Hashem wants us to have a different Mida. So he shows us, or not that he shows us, the actualization of that Mida is this. What is the Mida that was functioning in Maron? That is the reason why such a thing can happen.
Maybe the fact that, again, it's hard for me to speak because...
For you.
Judging.
For you.
Yeah.
What did you learn? And in your mind, wow, that expressed a certain thing, that now I learned that I should be like this.
That life is more important than religious, what do you call it? It's a certain word. You need to be religious, you have to be in the inside, get close to the Rebbe, close to the into the holy crowd. Your life is more important than that.
I'll give you an example. I was at Rav Kaduri's Levaya. Worst experience. Worst. That's why I didn't go to Rav any of the other Gedolim's Levayas. Because what I witnessed there was such anarchy and chaos and disregard for care of human beings, just touched, because you want to get closer to the side. He's rolling in his grave, he's not in the grave yet, but he's rolling in his coffin, or he's not in the coffin. He's rolling because, look what you're doing. One policeman was taken away by helicopter because he was pushed onto one of the gate things and his leg basically got snapped in half. Like they just pushed just to get close to the. You want to get close to the tzaddik, so you got to smash everyone else around. Like what?
What is that Mida?
I want to.
Not Ratzon.
No.
Not Ratzon.
It is Ratzon. It's a negative Ratzon.
They have Ratzonos for sure.
Ratzon, but for bad.
The Mida is an expression of a Ratzon.
Okay.
So it's the measurement in how the Ratzon is expressed. So the Ratzon of those people was,
I want to get close to the tzaddik.
which I want to have benefit for myself. I want to be holy. I want to get close to Hashem. All of those type of things, right? What measurement do they use to decide? What belief system do they have to decide how it should be done?
They're others.
I need to do whatever it takes to get there. Whatever it takes. If it means smashing this guy, then that's what will happen.
Why do I need to do whatever it takes? What's the belief system based on?
You get the benefits of Sachar or whatever.
First of all, there's a belief that obviously that for some reason being close to a tzaddik as levaya makes you more closer to God than being nice to your friend. Obviously, that's a belief system. Obviously. And that I don't have to do, it's not a question of being close to God to be safe for myself, for other people, right? Just the midah of doing things organized and correctly. That's not one of the things that's important.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say there's another thing also is the panic. Like, why wouldn't someone sit down and think, wait, let's do this in a good way. Why? Because what's the possibility?
Okay.
I'm going to lose something.
I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to get them to touch the thing.
Right. So people run to Maron. Why are they running to Maron? What's the midah?
Fair.
Here's this opportunity. And I need Yeshuas in my life. And if I don't do this, and this is so important because I need this thing so badly.
Oh, it's more than fair. It's also, I don't trust Hashem to give it to me without it. It's lack of time.
So the midos of that produce naturally mayhem, people living, acting in fear without regard for other people.
Right. I remember my father reached out to me and said, how can Hashem do this? They all came to be at the tzaddik of Rav Shimon Bar Yochai, and innocent boys were just killed, and like, how can Hashem let this happen? How can Rav Shimon Bar Yochai let this happen? Like, you know, it's holy. People are going to do holy things. And
what's the answer?
Well, it's hard because the boy, I know one boy who actually was found, he's in a coma still today. I was renting from his landlord, so we were renting the house that he lived in. His bedroom was my office. It was very... And that boy is a sweet, he's 16 years old, sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I've done from every day since. You know?
Mm-hmm. So now, but you can't blame Hashem for people deciding to treat Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai that way.
But why didn't Hashem stop it? That's the thing, you're right.
Okay.
He didn't do it, but why didn't he stop it?
Why doesn't he intervene
Yeah.
and not have us learn from our Bechira?
Why doesn't he punish the guy who pushed the boy?
It's not punishing.
Let him, okay, not punish it. Let that guy have the consequence, not the boy.
Because the truth is at Tzibor, we put young kids in danger. That's what we did.
But also because of Corona and the whole, the little thing that they made. I mean, on regular, like, it's not like you should be afraid to go now because that's not that the whole base thing.
If I would choose not to go now, it wouldn't be based on the fact that I think I'm going to die. It would be that I don't want to be part of those midos.
Right, who can go back to Maron after what happened?
Did we learn anything?
No.
Did we change anything?
So.
No.
I mean, the police sort of make things more safe in their, I think,
Technical stuff.
I don't know.
Oh,
Did the people change?
I don't know.
Did the people, the Bahala, change?
Probably not.
The ones who were guilty, probably not, because they didn't think it was them. They thought, oh, no. They blamed the police.
A good excuse, right? It's a good way of getting out of responsibility. So did we learn anything?
People just thought it was like a decree from Shemaim, and they didn't take. From Shemaim
They
happened.
use
We
cell
don't know.
phones.
So what you're saying is that the question your father asked, which is how could Hashem do this,
Right.
and the people, the midah of ani mekabel gzerot shamayim v'la avin, is all the same midah of I don't need to take responsibility, and therefore people don't learn anything. Right, so that way of living of like I don't klum lends to the same part of the taina on Hashem. Why'd you do it? And all of these are assuming that we don't create our own reality.
No.
Can a group of people put other people in danger with their bechira?
Yeah, but then there's also hashgacha pratis.
So you're saying that even though people are supposed to impact people with their decisions,
Yeah.
Hashem should intervene and not let people impact other people.
Yeah, because if I'm innocent, I'm there for good reasons.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going there for holy kedusha dika reasons.
So you're saying
I
that
should be protected by that.
you're saying that when people make decisions that impact other people, there's no way that Hashem can misader it, that it's equally good for them to experience other people's bechira as it is for those people to experience their bechira.
So,
It's very good for me to Hashem to allow a person to have bechira, and if he puts other people in danger, to learn from that, when you put other people in danger, you could hurt them,
but why specifically that?
and you will hurt them.
Yeah.
That's good. Now your question is, wait, this boy,
Yeah.
that's good for Reuven, who was irresponsible, but Shimon was just a kid.
Right.
How is it right?
Yes, it is.
Shimon should be protected because he doesn't, it's not fair to him.
Yeah.
Okay, so is it possible for you to understand that Hashem set up that Shimon should be in the place where Reuven needs to go through this experience because he also needs to go through this experience? It says in Parshas Dvarim, Yipal Hanofel, right? If a person, asisa makel agagecha, right? That you have to smart and protect people from not getting hurt on your roof, right? And then, if not, ki yipal hanofel mimenu, right? What does it mean? The person who the person who's a nofel, he fell. What does it mean to be a nofel? So Chazal say that Hashem was mesader, the person who's supposed to fall, he falls by the person who is irresponsible. He puts two people together that both need to have this experience.
You're talking about Gemara Marcus with Pundik Achad,
Mm-hmm.
where a guy.
Exactly.
Right.
1 second. Parshas Micah is in. Here it is. Ki sivna bayis chadash vasisa makel lagagecha v'lo sasim dama veisecha ki yipol hanofel mimenu. So Rashi says, what does it mean hanofel? Royu zel yipol. Right? That this person was anyway supposed to die.
Right.
But the fact that you were the one who caused it was because you didn't make a mistake.
But we have a choice to be part of that or not.
Right. So the
there.
irresponsible person, he has to have an experience. The person who died innocently, he also needed that experience. Not necessarily kashor to the mistake in Maron. That was beforehand, and he needed to have that experience.
You're saying the guy who was Yosef, who was put into a coma, would have gone into a coma whether or not he would have gone.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds a bit sketchy.
He needed that experience. That's why it happened.
And he's still there.
Right.
Yeah.
Experience, dying is also an experience, just moving rooms.
Right.
Now, can you say that blame anything about Maron? No, because he didn't do anything. There was no bechira in that. It was what happened was he did a bechira at a different time, and this was the limud from that bechira. When did he do that bechira? I have no idea. Maybe it was a past life.
So why blame the guy who pushed him, let's say?
Because it wouldn't have happened through him had he not made a mistake. Migalgal zchus aydei zakai, ve'migalgal chov aydei chayev.
Sure, but you would have experienced that anyway. So technically, why should you have taina on the guy?
Because you had choice to be with you or with somebody else. So you chose. So now you would take responsibility for what you chose, which is his death.
Well, okay. I was about to say, well, if the world runs like, if the whole world was running as you say, as we're learning, then there wouldn't, like, whoever, if some guy like shoots some innocent guy, right? Then he wouldn't be put in jail because either way, his death was going to come to him.
Right. That's my question.
So you can't really say that the guy isn't to be blamed for it because he is.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is, you punched me in the face now,
Mhm.
right now.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, you're saying I deserve to be punched in the face. I needed to be punched in the face.
You
If it wasn't from you, it would have been from him or from that person. Or someone would have punched me in the face.
Right.
So why should I be angry at you though? Because I would have got it anyway. So what's the difference? It's
So-
like you steal 100 shekels from me.
Mm-hmm.
Why should I be angry at you? Hashem decided I'm going to lose 100 shekels. Whether I drop it down the drain, whether I get a parking ticket, or whether you steal it from me. So why am I angry at you for?
Okay, so what does it say in the Torah? You shouldn't be noter, right? Lo sitar. You shouldn't have revenge.
Right. It says that he's Hashem. Basically, it's Hashem doing it through him.
Right? Shimi was Makal David, and they wanted to kill Shimi. So he said, no. Hashem amal Shimi l'kalel. Right? Does that mean you should be his friend?
No, okay. There's a difference between being angry with him and not being.
What's the difference?
Told us not to kill him.
What's the difference?
One is blaming the person.
Well, if you're not his friend, you blame him.
If you're not his friend, you're not his friend. I mean, come on. I have a lot of people I'm not friends with them, not because they've done something to me, it's just I don't want to hang around.
I don't like this person.
But let's say, someone who did something to you, should you be their friend?
Did something wrong to me?
Yeah.
Should I be their friend? Depends what they did. It depends how
Tell me a
bad.
reason it's not like he punched you in the face. Like Shimi was Makal David. You think Shimi and David were friends after that?
No, but
How did it?
that's because he had bad news, so he chose not to be his friend.
Right. Because what's the anger part? What is anger?
Anger is fit.
Okay. Anger is holding on that I will not let this experience happen. It can't. I have to change it. I won't accept it. And therefore I have energy in me to force it to be different, that he one-upped me, I'm going to mess up a hit. And what it does is, it destroys the person who was hurt.
You become, it's like drinking poison and wanting your enemy to die.
Right. So Hashem says, don't hold it in you, it's destructive for you. Actually something happened that needed to happen. Okay, so receive it, accept it. Also understand who he is and don't have a relationship with him.
But it's natural to be angry. I mean, what you're telling someone, there's a natural reaction to be angry. Where is that coming from?
It depends. If the proper place of anger is what's necessary to defend. The unhealthy process of anger is a necessity to destroy. If you're destroying it, means you're still in the conflict. You need to, whatever element was put in between the two of you, where he went up to you or hurt you, that you can't have that be, you have to undo it and hurt him. That Hashem says, don't. The pain you have is your own thing, right? And therefore, don't invest on it changing it, because it's supposed to be that way, right? But you obviously, you know the relationship between the two of you. It's like, stay away, right? It says that if a person holds an issue with somebody, it's not mochel, they have to do it again. They have to have the same gilgul, because you're holding on to the relationship. You're deciding, no, I'm not willing to separate from this person. I need to have an experience with him. So you're forced to have it. So mechila, to mochel somebody, is for the person who is nifga.
So basically, you're mochel the guy so that you can be free.
Exactly. It doesn't change. He is the same person, the person he created by doing that action. He will stay that way. All the ramifications of those midos, people will be far from him, be far from Hashem. Nothing happened. Mechila doesn't solve his problems, right? But it's instead of the focus being a fight between two people, where Hashem doesn't interfere because this person is saying I want to do this, right? Saying no, I'm not involved. Okay, you have your own personal relationship with God. I am separated from this. I'm leaving this. I have my relationship with God that I understood is supposed to happen, but me and you, we're not in this hold anymore. It's extremely important to do this. You release, you separate. You don't have to repeat things over and over and over again. That's why the Svarim say, you mochel somebody, every night before you go to sleep.
I know, I keep skipping it.
Right, but you have to understand how it works. Because if you're just doing it as a firm thing,
right, then it's burden.
Then it's destructive. But here it's like, I'm actually doing myself a tova. I don't need to be in this negative space. I don't need it. It's not good for me. I don't want it. I don't need to repeat this whole interaction between the two of us. Actually, let him go over there, stay very far away from me. Because he's actually quite a not nice guy. It's very, very hard when people really hurt you. Like I know there's a whole group of people that really, really hurt me recently, like badly. And I work daily on putting them away. Like the simon to me is that if they would show up in the room, do I want to punch them out or not? If I want to punch them out, I'm still heavily involved in that. I want them to have pain. I want to show him what kind of a jerk he is. So what's going to happen is I'm going to force that interaction.
Can you write to him and say that this is what I want to do to you?
I won't do anything.
Huh?
Won't do anything.
Don't do it right.
By the way, that never does anything because you're just escalating the fight.
But at least you're letting it out in some way, less destructive, you know?
There's a story that someone told after the Holocaust that they, when they finally were freed, right? So the Nazi who was running the camps, they brutally killed him. Okay, the Jews. Good.
Yeah.
This person stayed a bitter, brutal person for the rest of his life. All he did is become a Nazi. There's another woman who's like, I am not becoming you. Never. An abused person can come to a place of, I will never hurt another human being again. If a person is hurt by family, they can understand how family is really supposed to be. And that was the tikkun they needed to go through.
You know, it's interesting that the line says, hurt people, and people love that line. It's like, oh. But the truth is, the line should be changed to, hurt people don't need to hurt people.
What they're saying is that there's a natural
Right.
negativity path that you have to undo.
Right.
And you're right. The answer, the truth is that hurt people don't need to hurt people, and it's the most freeing experience there is.
I had a guy who was a client of mine who was abused as a child. He's Chabad, and he was in the community, and one of his neighbors abused him. And for years and years, he held onto this thing, and it ruined him. And all of his relationships were damaged because of it. And one day, one of his people working for him told him he should go and get help the way he treats his workers. So he went to a therapist, and somehow the therapist was really good and said, "You were abused, weren't you, as a child?" How did you know? I could tell. So he opened up, he told this therapist, and the therapist said, the only way you're going to heal is if you find the person and sit with them and really confront them, So he went and started looking for the person. He found him, and he asked him, "I want to meet with you," and the guy obviously refused. "I don't want to meet with you." He says, "Please just meet with me. I will sit with a therapist together." Eventually the guy agreed, and they sat there, and this guy, the perpetrator, broke down crying. And my client, Ellie, his name's Ellie, he suddenly realized that he's also a victim, the person that abused him, and he got to a place of acceptance and forgiveness, and he said it was the most freeing, liberating, healing thing he's ever been through. And now he travels the world, and he gives lectures on it, and built a whole organization on it. It's very, very inspiring.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's true for any sichsuch you have, any fight you have with somebody.
Yeah.
It's a very expressed form.
Yeah. I have to go.
A wonderful day.
Thank you so much.
And you got my message before?
Which message?